Nothing's concealed.
Reveal yourself!
I have another in sight.
Shite stuff to dust. God, you're tougher than a gadfly. Try this on for size.
You did well back there. I might have to increase your pay.
Had your doubts, did you?
Don't get cocky. There's always more to learn. Key thing about a scourge?
Truly bloody angry.
But that's true of most specters. A scourge will always seek a new physical body, often made of different materials. Very poor. Perhaps you'd prefer an easier question? On the nature of a ghost, perhaps?
Ghosts leech the essence from those they haunt, sometimes by asking irritating questions.
That's right. And sometimes the living backchat.
Do you hear that?
Over here.
Did you see that?
Let's follow it.
There's a name. Rebecca Hardgrave.
Reinforcements!
The spot has to be close. Up there.
Lost without you.
If you need a rest, this place is as good as any.
For years, Kate Newsmith believed she did not measure up to her sister. Now she knows that in her kindness, she is at least her sister's equal. Thick skin has paid for her sins. But what of her sister? What will Kate do now? Her people look to her for their future, their protection, their survival.
Why leave me like this? Where are you? Oh, there.
Try to find a way across.
I'm on it.
Who there?
Oh, Vardy.
Wait!
Vardy, come back to me. Please, I am lost without you.
Are you Rebecca Hardgrave?
That's my name, yes. How may I help you?
Are you the one who's attracting the wolves?
Wolves? What wolves? Who are you exactly?
I'm Antea Duarte. This is Red McWraith. We're Banishers. Do you know what that means?
Banishers? That means... you can speak to the living on behalf of the dead.
That's part of it, yes. Why, do you have someone in mind?
Ferdinando Miller. My Fardy. Death parted us, but my love is strong. I came back for him. I love him so. Not once has he come to see me. I must know why.
There's no delicate way to ask this, I'm afraid. How did you die?
We left civilization in New Eden Town for the cold desert of Fort Jericho. The path was steep and rough, and we were greatly burdened. It was hell, but we walked through it together. As we walked, I fell into a daze. I remember little after that. A pain that grew, a great, uncontrollable tremor. Fatigue, a deathly fatigue. Fardy was at my side as ever. He held my hand, bade me sleep. When I opened my eyes, I was here, alone.
How did you meet him?
'Twas market day. I'll never forget it. It was rich, exotic, an abundance of treasures from across the known world. I saw him through the crowd. Our eyes met. I didn't know it then, but I was meeting the love of my life. I could not admit it to myself, not at first, but I had to have him. And in the end, I did.
New Eden's a big place. Where can we find him?
We were on our way to Fort Jericho. We were to open a store together. It was to be a new beginning for us both. Together. Yet he's there, alone.
If you know where he is, why not just go there?
I've tried. At first I was able to visit him. In the quiet, as he slept, I'd watch over him. But now, something hinders me. I cannot reach him. I must know that he is well.
We have to go now.
Find him, please.
Here you are. We'll talk again, Mom. Don't go anywhere. What are you thinking?
It's more of a feeling. Something's wrong.
She said he never visited. Why? Was it too painful? Or is it something else? Did we miss a few?
They brought more friends. Your funeral!
Remember the wicked will I felt earlier? The same spell is upon this.
We should find that ritual Seeker told us about. I've kept her notes about the hut location.
I'm ready when you are.
Reveal your true self.
Messed this up, didn't I?
Take care. The place is warded. A ward restrains me.
shite toughened up. A wee Highland kiss for you.
Look out!
I can't, Rory. A peaceful place. In different times.
Before the nightmare's influence, you mean?
Let's reach the fort, and a fire, and warm you up. Trouble ahead. Remember the wicked will I felt earlier? The same spell is upon this.
We should find that ritual Seeker told us about. I've kept her notes about the hut location.
Spectres are attacking the fort.
Take no ground! Take them down! Not now, Evan! Hold position! Make each shot count, for we have not many! Hold the line! Shut the hell up, Shepard, and shoot these bastards down! They are really up close.
solo. Bastard!
That corpse is gonna shoot.
Hold there. None in, none out. Not living nor dead.
Name's Red McCraith. I'm obviously a banisher. Open the door there. I've business within.
Your business is, if you'll excuse my articulating the evident, not my business. I have my orders. You can't come in.
I hear you, friend. What's your name?
The name's Andrew White, and you seem a pleasant fellow. I like a Scot, me, but standing here, I'm on duty. And when I'm on duty, I'm not your friend. Listen, mate, folk in here have problems enough, and I can't be disobeying orders. Either priests or Pennington would have my guts, and I fancy neither.
Who is this priest? May I speak with him?
Him is a her. Helen Priest ain't here. She's on an excursion to the outpost, searching for supplies. Now, you want to lend a hand? Mrs. Priest and her party are overdue. You can't miss the outpost. It looks out across the valley. If you could find her, and make sure she doesn't die, you'd surely gain her favor. And favor, as they say, opens doors.
Get in a fight and find your boss and dig her out of whatever hole she's in. All right. I can do that.
They have Spectre troubles. Let's first clear the nearby nest to relieve the fort, then deal with the missing.
How holds the fort?
How holds the fort? Precariously, that's how. Our strength dwindles, and we'll soon run out of powder. Priest took Williams and that other fella, and off they went, scavenging for supplies. They've not yet returned.
It's dangerous out there. The scavenger may easily become the carrion.
Heard any good scuttle lately?
The dead are coming, and you want to gossip. I admire your sang-froid, and that's the Lord's truth, but now, sir, is not the time.
Right. I'll likely be back.
Find our friends, Banisher. Or put them to rest.
I'll try. As soon as I take care of the Spectre's nest, I'll go looking for the outpost.
Death knocks at their gates. No wonder they won't open.
They don't have a choice. Another attack may overrun them.
The nest might be near. There's a trail to follow in the snow. More coming.
Come and get your breakfast, boys. Never-ending spectres. The folk will run out of powder.
These pests don't spring from nowhere. I have another in sight.
They brought more friends.
That's it. That's the place. Fill in the hole. Bury them all.
I should buy the fort a little time.
Let's hope it's not too late for the famous Mrs. Priest. Looks like you're walking.
Looks like.
I wonder how many there are in the fort.
Fewer by the day, I'll wager. Still, better to be inside than out. Something's here.
Hidden.
There's more of them. Stubborn bastard! You're done.
The mountain is awash with specters.
Did the foraging party really come this way?
That would explain why they haven't returned.
Something's concealed. Did you feel that?
It's close.
Picking up something spectral nearby.
Help us, please. We have a survivor. Come.
I suppose we should follow.
Aye, he said survivor. Let's hurry.
This one's not been dead long.
Let's hope he stays that way. Could this be what's drawn on the map? Looks like they were taken by surprise.
This is locked from the other side. If the map is correct, the treasure must be hidden nearby.
Let's get back up.
Think you could take on a ghost? Make a run for it!
Hurry! She's being overrun! Come on!
If the map is correct, the treasure must be hidden nearby.
boat is shot!
Behind you!
Did we miss a few?
Never mind. I'll do this myself.
Think we best
I'm fine. Stop fussing.
A timely arrival. You'll be Haskell's Bainshers. Thank you. Thank you both.
You can see me.
Clear as day, just as I can see. This is my husband. I am Helen Priest.
Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McGrath.
It is rare that the living can see the lingering dead.
All I know is one day I woke after 7 long years of grief, and my Sebastian was back. It was as if my prayers had at last been answered. That was enough for me.
In times of danger, I am duty-bound to protect the woman I love. You understand?
What was it like for you? After my own death, I floated outside of time, without knowing what was happening to me.
Floating outside of time? Yes, that's exactly it.
True love finds a way. That's all that matters.
Andrew White sent us. He thought you might be in trouble. Plainly, you needed your guardian angel.
We needed more than one. Thanks to you, we'll resupply the camp. Matthews and Williams did not die in vain.
This was a risky expedition. But Helen had no choice. If the survivors were to rely on Pennington alone, the fort would have already fallen.
I suspect that's so. Sometimes difficult choices must be made. That's courage.
All the courage in the world will be worthless if those in command won't match it.
Pennington did this while monsters relentless besieged the fort. But make no mistake, these men's deaths are on the captain's conscience. If he has one.
How so?
7 years ago, a plague came to New Eden. Pennington quarantined the sick in the mines, walled them up. They were dark times. Hard times. None knew what the morrow would bring. We all lost much. Too much. As second in command, Sebastian volunteered to stay. Walled in with the others, he held out the longest. He died a hero. And now the Forsaken are rising. They demand revenge.
Who would blame them? I watched them die. Soldiers and miners, sick and hungry, begging for help they knew would never come.
Captain Pennington has much blood on his hands.
I'm sorry. You've been through a lot.
We have. We are, and will persist till we prevail.
We should get back to the fort. We will escort you.
I'm afraid I locked us in when I broke the latch.
If there's a way out, we'll find it. Wasn't I always?
Impressive. You Bainshers are quite something.
That's all her. I'm just the help. This one's doubly blocked.
A Banisher marched with my father's infantry. Good for morale, he said.
Soldiers usually carry their ghosts with them. War is good for our business.
I take it that's how you met. I know a soldier when I see him fight.
I never worked for the army, but something like that.
We'll come back for you, my friend.
My sympathies.
This for 2 miserable powder boxes. How low has Pennington brought us?
If you didn't like him, why did you follow him?
I followed his reputation, but he's no longer the same man.
What would you do in his place?
I'm doing it. He sits behind his walls waiting for them to fall, and I'm out here fighting to live. We're fighting for our lives. The captain is in the way.
These internal conflicts are a risk for the stability of the fort.
A necessary risk for the survival of all. But I agree. This must end. You may leave the crates. I'll send someone back for them.
Yeah, the path should be quiet. We cleared the area of the Spectre's nest.
Well, that's a relief. Follow me. White! Open the gates!
Priest! What are you lot waiting for? Open the gates!
Go talk to Pennington. Make him understand, if you can.
Where can I find him?
He hides in his office. You'll find him there.
Where are the others? Williams and the other chap?
Matthews. We were ambushed. They fell.
May God have mercy on their souls.
There's ammo in the elevator. Send Shepard and Abbott to bring it back.
Good to see you living, sir. Keep it short, I'm on duty.
Had any good scuttle lately?
I'd spill it if I have it, but be quick, I'm busy.
What think you now of Helen Priest?
Wow, she's like her husband. Only yet better. Command is in her blood. She reminds me of my old mum. The Queen of Topsfield Common, we used to call her. Born to give orders, she was. And you dare not disobey.
Did you know Sebastian Priest?
I surely did. Good man, hell of a soldier. Had kingly ideals, but did not strut like a crow in the gutter. Hero is an ill-used tag, oft misassigned. But Lieutenant Priest was a hero, and a proper one at that.
We've known an officer or three, you and me. So, tell me about the captain.
In nigh on 20 years' service, I've not met a commander more efficient, nor one so relentless. Ever a pain in the ass, aye. But a good one. But that was then and this is now. He's not the man he was. Still a pain in the arse, mind.
How are folk doing? Fighting fit?
Well, they're farmers, most of them. Shopkeepers, house servants, hunters. We've one old soldier, but he's sick. Them who stand dead on their feet. Fighting fit, my arse. But we hold against the hordes of the dead. For now, leastways. The fight's not fair. That's it.
Life's unfair. Armour up.
Right, I used to think that too. Mind you, I'm not sure there's enough armor left.
Peaceful watch to you.
Greetings. Welcome to Ingersoll's General Store. I'm Bathsheba Ingersoll, the owner. What can I get you? A comb, perhaps?
A comb. Very funny. Red McCraith, I'm pleased to meet you.
Oh, please get the comb.
The shopkeeper must hear everything that goes on. Tell me something interesting. Just between us.
You assume me to be a gossip monger. What do you wish to know?
What can you tell me about Helen Priest?
I like her. Though she's impetuous. Terse, even. She fancies herself a leader, when she should know her place. And that place is below the captain. Thinking about it? No. I don't think I do like her.
More generally, how fares Fort Jericho?
Well, it's cold. Folk are hungry more often than not. I've little to tell you won't hear from someone else. But Ingersoll's is open, so all is well with me.
What can you tell me about Captain Pennington?
He lets me trade. I like the man. He says Ingersoll's store is good for the fort. I very much agree.
Tell me about your store. Tell me about you.
The original Ingersoll's in Boston was grand and fine, but it burned in the North Square fire of '91. We moved to New Eden with Nathaniel. But before Natty could return home, my husband died. Then came the curse. And now here we are. Welcome to Ingersoll's of Fort Jericho.
You never wanted to do anything else.
My husband was prosperous and affluent. I was young and clever. We made an excellent match. He taught me everything I know. The store is my business. My legacy. My story. It is who I am. I don't like running a store. I love it.
Shall we trade?
I rather think we should, sir. What interests you?
I must take my leave.
And may God go with you.
No Ferdinando here.
A store? Ferdinando's? Closed. Are we in the right place?
Try next door.
Anyone home? No one.
Papers in Miller's name. We're in the right place.
Keep looking. He's organized.
Disorganized traders lose money.
Vardy reads English extensively.
Well, nobody's perfect.
She's making protective amulets.
He's making useless trinkets.
And he works hard to keep her away.
What is he afraid of? What don't we know? Let's search the store.
Stock to trade. He hasn't unpacked it.
Maybe he intends to move on. And who could blame him? surprisingly high-quality wares.
Can't be many left in New Eden with the means to buy. He's doing surprisingly well for himself.
Where did he get the inventory?
Rebecca's will. She was rich. She left him the lot.
That's where he got the inventory.
Aye. The list matches his sales record.
Touch my money and I'll drop you. What are you doing here? Thieving, no doubt.
I'm no thief, Mr. Miller. I'm the Banisher. I brought Helen Priest back to the fort.
A banisher? Thieves lie. How do you know my name?
'Tis my business to know. Red McCraith.
If you are a banisher of ghosts, I have business for you. I'll pay.
I spoke to Rebecca. 'Tis she who haunts you. She sent me to find you. She worries for you. Says she loves you.
The English have a word for that. Hogshite.
Or was she lying? You inherited her estate.
Whichever. It matters not. You're a banisher. It is your job to get rid of her. Can you not just do your work?
Easy, Mr. Miller. Now, I'll need to examine Rebecca's belongings.
I sold them. All of them.
You did? To who?
I don't know. People. I wrote it down. In the register. Read it, if you wish.
2 recent sales to the blacksmith and to Ingersoll's store.
A storekeeper hears much. What do you hear, Mr. Miller?
I'm a busy man. If you've a question to ask, then ask it.
What can you tell me about Captain Pennington?
He has no problem with me. I have no problem with him. He respected Rebecca's wishes. He gave me what was mine. My freedom. Her estate. He saw me as a man and signed the papers to say so. And when them who saw different complained, he laid down the law.
What think you of Helen Priest?
I don't think of Helen Priest. I stay out of her way. I hope she'll stay out of mine.
How are things in the fort, by your estimation?
Look around you. Things are desperate. Have you heard the sound of their bodies crashing against the wood? I am a man of courage. I have endured much. But this, it undoes me. I don't know what you people have done to this country, but there's little hope and no way out.
Your stuff looks good. Let's trade.
Now, my friend, we are conversing.
You've put quite the effort into protecting your home, haven't you?
You poked about my house without my say-so.
I know my business. So out of generosity, here's the truth. None of it works. Not the wreath, not the amulet. None of it works. Pretty, though.
His brooch is working.
It works. She hasn't come back. I can sleep now. I hear her calling, whispering my name. I wait to find her at my bedside. Our eyes meet. She stares. She won't leave me alone. She's an Akishi, a demon. Banish her. I'll pay you.
I need a job. I accept. Farewell to you, Mr. Miller, sir.
You know where to find me. If you're buying, I'm selling.
Ingersoll's store and the blacksmith. Noted.
He'd sold it all. Everything she'd owned. And fast.
Why the hurry?
If we track her things down, perhaps they'll tell us.
Perhaps there's a key.
Now, Mr. Peabody, I shall drain the first boil. Ready?
Same sodding question every sodding time. No, I'm not damn well ready.
Excellent. Then we'll begin.
Be careful, goddammit! Careful! Ah!
I know. I know. Shh.
Are those your records?
Yes. Perhaps someday they may help someone.
Oh, there are you. Queen Mary Stuart.
Well, I've met Mary II, and she's a little prettier than I. I'm Red McCreath. I'm a banisher.
The banisher come to gloat at sick old Cotton Peabody. Well, piss off. There's a sudden stink of death in here, Scotsman, and it ain't from me.
What's the word around here?
No one tattles to me stuck in here.
captain came by once, worried for Andrew White. Seems the old boy screams in his sleep.
There's a lot of it about. White's a gate guard, right? What's his story?
He sees ghosts in his sleep. He's dreaming. Real ghosts come when you're awake.
How's life about the fort?
What do you want to hear? It's cold. We're hungry. Welcome to paradise.
Tell me about Helen Priest. I promise it won't get back to her.
Lieutenant's wife. Stood second to the captain herself. Now she's in command. Quite the rise, no?
Tell me about the captain. Speak freely, I'll not get back to him.
Let you get back to him. The captain is the best of us, and I'm proud to serve him. Proud, too, to give him my guidance when he'd call. Not that he calls no more. Suppose he has too much on his plate. Time's precious for the likes of the captain, eh?
Where did you fight, soldier?
None of your business, Scotsman.
This comrade is why no one wants to talk to you.
You're no soldier. You're a brawler and a rebel, and if you fought at all, I'll wager you lost. I'm a proper soldier, me. Self-made, too. Left the family farm and signed up to fight them Indians. I learned the hard way, in the blood and the snow. Fought under the captain himself, I did. And followed him here and joined the train band.
When did you get sick?
What's it to you? I'm not so sick as I can't give some nosy Scotsman what for.
When I'm sick, I get surly too. As you were, Mr. Peabody. See you about.
Not like I can go anywhere anyways.
My apologies. I did not wish to hush you. I just prefer to focus on one patient at a time. Welcome to the infirmary. I'm Nurse Wings. Anne, if it sets you at ease.
I'm a banisher. Name's McCraith, but you may call me Red.
Red. A pleasure to see a friendly face, or any face at all. What can I do for you?
Times being as they are, how come you only have the one patient?
Mr. Peabody's illness is unsightly. Fort Jericho has a history of contagion. Folk worry.
Did you not fear infection?
If I did, I would not show it.
What does he have?
Not my place to say. You'll have to ask him yourself.
I must insist. I have work to do here. I'd rather not risk infection myself.
Insist all you like. I'll not say. However, on an entirely unrelated subject, I assure you, you'll not catch the king's evil here.
Scrofula. Cured, some say, by the touch of a king.
Not many kings round here.
No. There's just me and my professional understanding of his condition.
What's the word around here?
I don't see folk much. I stay here, keep to myself.
No visitors? No other patients?
Helen Preece comes when she can. Captain Pennington would sometimes visit Mr. Peabody, but I haven't seen him in a while now.
Tell me about Helen Preece.
The bold lieutenant's widow. He's dead some years now, and she's not remarried. She's as much a soldier as her husband was. A fighter. Commanding, too. Even dead, you can see his influence in her bearing.
I think I know how that feels. What about you? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm alive and well. I'll not complain. I can be strong for those less fortunate.
You're a good soul, Nurse Wings.
I do my best, Mr. McCraith. I'm sure you do yours.
What can you tell me about Captain Pennington?
He fought King Philip in the Wampanoag. Led his company well, I'm told. It's not for me to like or dislike him, unpleasant though he may be.
So, how'd you end up here? What brought you to nursing?
That, sir, is a personal question.
I'm a personable man.
That's not the same thing. I was sick as a child. Very sick. Afterwards, I swore I'd serve others when they were sick. And here I am. What about you?
I fell in love with a Banisher. One of the best. Spent the happiest years of my life with her.
And where are they now?
Antea died in the meeting house in New Eden Town.
Ah, that was you. I should have known. I'm so very sorry for your loss, Red. So very sorry.
Farewell, Nurse Wings.
Farewell, and good health, sir.
A note?
Let's see.
Ferdinando was a slave. She was his owner.
She kept that quiet, as if it were of no consequence. We know where to go. The barrack room.
Pretty. The work, I mean.
We know where to go. The barrack room.
Good day, sir. Nathaniel Sather, at your service. What can I do for you?
Mr. Sather remains to be seen. Red McCraith, by the way. The Banisher. You have, as my granny would say, the power to talk the back legs off a two-footed donkey. But I bet you listen, too. What do you hear hereabouts?
Oh, little of interest. Pennington has signed John Rumble to the train band, which means nothing at all to me. I believe John was down the flooded mine. That can't have been fun. Maybe the militia will be good for him.
Huh? You never know who'll take to soldiering.
You say that, and I defer to your experience, but I'm sure it's not for me.
More generally, how fares Fort Jericho?
It's cold. Our clothes are inelegant, the walls are drab. There's no music, no conviviality. There's no gaiety. Boston isn't much of a city, but I miss it. I wonder what I could make of this place were I allowed.
You can paint a turnip red, but it still won't be an apple.
True, but stack enough red-painted turnips about the place, and even the dourest Scotsman shall surely crack a smile.
What do you think of Helen Priest, then?
I'd put her in charge if I could. She's bright, trustworthy, thinks for herself. She's not married to old doctrine. People here are desperate. They're sick, they need courage. And Helen Priest fears nothing.
What can you tell me about Captain Pennington?
The captain? I've not a single bad word to say about that dismally antiquated, superannuated old man. His depth of experience is inspiring, although I shudder to think what those experiences have done to him. But we should respect our elders. We should listen to their point of view, and then ignore it as we look to the future.
You have, as my granny would say, the power to talk the back...
People do...
You seem a chatty fella.
We see precious few new faces around here. You'll forgive me if I use you for fresh conversation.
Tell me about yourself. Share your business. Tell me what's important to you.
I'm from Boston. I love it very much. So much more lively. A fine mix of conviviality and anonymity. I miss that life. The music. The colour and the splendour. The dance of commerce. The flower sellers' forget-me-nots. Oh, the forget-me-nots. I very much wish to go home.
What are you doing here, then?
I'm the shop boy. When the store moves, I move with it. Old man Ingersoll opened up a general store in Boston back in '78. Then he married Bathsheba. I came with them to New Eden, intending to quickly return. But Mr. Ingersoll died. I extended my stay. They took me on when I was just a boy. I've no family. All I have is my Thomas, my closest friend.
I must go. Thank you for your time.
And I for yours. Take care.
I sense the vivid. The quill resonates. An echo, perhaps.
I only recognize my name in the list.
Distant family, but I can't disinherit them.
I would never ask you that. To have met you is already more than I ever expected. If I was to lose you, God forbids, I cherish all that reminds me of you.
If you were to lose me, all that I own would now be yours.
He claimed not to love her. Why lie?
Maybe he did once, and now he doesn't.
Let's see what he has to say about it.
Banisher?
I found papers. Official papers. They tell quite the story.
That's all in the past. For the good of my future. But you may as well hear it from me. As she lay dying, Rebecca Hardgrave gave me my freedom. Before that, I was her slave.
How very romantic.
If it weren't for the captain, the good people of New Eden would have let me die too.
Rebecca was in love with you. The feeling was not mutual. True?
I was her pet. A dog nuzzling its master, hoping she might loosen its leash. She loved me, she said. I allowed her to think I loved her back. I sat up and begged and let her pet me. I was a very good boy.
You gulled her, then took advantage.
To a slave, a crumb of freedom tastes like a loaf. You'd have done no different. And I'd do the same again. Enough chitter-chatter. Perhaps you should get back to work. What am I paying you for?
You're paying for this. This is the work. But I get the feeling it's the result that interests you, not the method. You want me to finish the job, then the story must be told. The ghost must manifest.
I do not like this idea. This idea can shit itself 6 times by sundown.
Come on, break the brooch, and let's get it over with.
No choice remains. Let it be done. And I'll be done with it!
You're here at last!
Step no closer!
I don't understand. Are you not glad to see me?
Now, Banisher! End this!
Not now. You need to hear the truth, both of you. That reminds me. Rebecca, you omitted to tell us that Ferdinando was your slave. That you owned him.
I loved him.
I was a slave! I was not free to leave. What kind of love is that?
What are you saying? We loved each other.
Love? No. I told my master what she wanted to hear. I gulled her with a lie. I thought you a fool. But no, you believed me because you wanted to. Yet you didn't believe me, did you? Not entirely. That's why you never freed me.
I loved you, and you loved me. It was but a piece of paper. A piece of paper and... a guarantee. I needed a guarantee.
You don't know what love is. You know only fear. You feared being undesired, being unnoticed, being alone.
How very human of you, Mistress Hargrave. But hardly an excuse to own a man.
Time to give this love story an ending.
Rebecca Hardgrave, you are blinded by your emotions. You cannot see the harm you do.
How can love be harmful?
You imposed your love on someone who could not refuse it. It was just another chain with which to bind him.
I only wanted him to be happy.
No, you didn't. You wanted him to be yours.
You have no shell, no ties, no purpose.
My own master at last. You understood. I misjudged you. Thank you. Take this for your trouble. Can I help you?
You'll forgive me for this, but being a merchant here in New Eden seems a difficult calling.
Why? My father was a trader. At his elbow, I learned to count. And I learned to converse. There is no trade without conversation. And all conversation is a trade. And here's the thing. In conversation, my father said the wrong thing. He angered a soba. Suddenly my father was dead and I was the merchandise. Who better to be a trader abroad than a man who has been traded abroad?
Farewell to you, Mr. Miller, sir.
I'll always be glad to see you, my friend. Come to me if you need anything.
Captain Pennington.
No time, no way out, no hope, no way in. No time at all.
Captain Pennington, sir.
Mr. MacWraith, you live.
There's work to be done.
Work? You had work. A mission. To bring one last glimmer of hope. To gladden our hearts before the pit takes us all.
You secretive bastards haven't helped.
The job is done. There's no more hope and little enough time. All that remains is the pit. Welcome to the last stand, MacWraith. Welcome to the end.
I wouldn't surrender just yet, Captain. I found Helen Priest. We brought supplies.
A waste of effort on both accounts.
Hardly. We saved a life. Resupplied, you may save more.
For the sake of what? For the sake of days, a week perhaps? You've saved no one. You've prolonged the terror. The dead will come. Our throats will feel their bony fingers soon enough. The end is inevitable.
The people man the ramparts, ready to fight.
You sound like Priest. She has changed. Her return to Fort Jericho has made her impulsive, irrational, quarrelsome. I believe she did not fully grieve her husband's loss. Returning to the scene has, it seems, reopened the wound. It festers. She'll join the lieutenant soon enough. When our defences crumble at the last, the pit shall take us all.
Fair to say your tactical retreat from New Eden town has not served you.
The town was doomed to fall to the curse. We disagreed on everything. There was nothing left to do but leave. We did not know there'd be no escape. Smith gathered the bold and the governor let the afeard flock to him. We never agreed on anything in the first place.
I crossed paths with the new Smith party.
Thick-Skin did not make it.
Shame. She had a proper head on her shoulders. Without her, the band will suffer.
How do things stand, Captain, as you see them?
Little has changed. The dead flood from the mines. We shoot them down and gain respite. Soon, the onslaught begins anew. The clock of our extinction ticks on towards the hour. We may no more defeat the dead than we may vanquish the ocean waves.
Folk have little enough hope, and you're leading them further into the darkness.
I've heard the whispers, the murmurs, the plotting from the shadows. We hold to the last. We resist, till retribution rises from the pit and drags us all to hell.
Well, that's something worth waiting for.
I fail to see the appeal of this slow agony.
How unfortunate. Because thanks to you, and the time you bought us, the agony will be all the slower.
As the commanding officer, you must know all the local lumps and bumps.
The lumps and bumps can smooth themselves. I have other priorities.
Why did you come to New Eden, Captain? Why here?
Far from the many wars we fight, you mean? I'd shot enough Frenchmen and more than enough Indians.
Did no one come with you?
Keep to your business, son, not mine.
It's just, there's a portrait hanging on the wall. A family.
I had a wife and daughter once. I'll not entertain you with their story.
Tell me more about yourself and your career.
I did my duty and had the fortune to return alive. That's all. We who are intimate with war tell no tales.
I thought that too. I was wrong. Silence allowed my ghosts to prosper. 'Tis good to tell our stories.
If ever I do tell, I'll not be telling you, son.
Permission to take my leave, Captain.
And if I refuse it?
Are you trying to recruit me, Captain? Do you really think I'd take the King's shilling?
If I were to offer enough shillings, I'm sure of it. I need no new lieutenants. But if you wish, you may stay. This key unlocks the unused watchtower. You'll bill it while you're here.
On the one hand, a captain beaten by the world. On the other, his rival, haunted and mutinous.
In a fort besieged by vengeful spectres.
Behind all the shit, there's something else. Something darker.
How often, Abigail, must we have this fight? How often must we argue?
We shall argue until you hear me.
I hear you. I hear a hoggish harridan, a narrow nag, a selfish shrew.
One of these days, I shall poison your soup.
And the day before, I'll take you to the highest cliff and push you off it.
You're new. From where have you sprung?
Name's Red McGrath, a banisher, come from across the deep blue sea.
You look a landlubber to me. You should feel right at home. John Rumble.
Are you a married man, John?
Aye, to Abigail. I count myself lucky. Are you married yourself, Mr. McGrath?
Marriage wasn't for us. But I suppose you could have called us man and wife.
No, you could not.
Marriage is a union conceived by men. Men are fallible.
Do I detect a hint of regret?
Regret? Oh, I have no regrets. She's a fine woman, my wife. Finer than likes of me deserves. I'll not say a word against her. Not a word, sir.
What's the word round here?
Word about what?
What's the word round here?
Word about what?
May you prosper in good health, John.
He that does good is of God.
Could be worse. Could be underground. Storeroom. Locked. Storeroom. Locked.
Bainshers, may I have a word?
Helen, something wrong?
Apologies for disturbing your rest. I'm afraid it can't wait. What did you think of the captain?
I saw an officer alone. A proud man turned to stone, perhaps by years of war. I saw a broken man.
I did not see the tyrant you described.
Inaction is tyranny. He will not act, but nobly get the hell out of the way.
I do not disagree, but the captain needs help.
I too was a soldier, broken and haunted. With Antea's help, I recovered. Pennington may need the same.
Leave Pennington to me. The good folk of the fort need your help. You are Bainshers. The dead, you'll have noticed, hammer at the gates. I would like you to go into the mines and find out what enrages them so. I would like you to do what the captain will not.
And while we deal with the hordes of angry spectres, what shall you be doing?
When the mines are purged, I'll oust Pennington.
How goes it with Sebastian?
I'm not sure. I had never let go of my grief. I was bereft, empty. His absence gave me substance. I clung to it. Useless, really. My husband died in the dark, with nothing but my handkerchief to soothe his last moments. And now, he's back. If each worthwhile thing in life is to be lived, and then when it is gone, to be grieved, then what now? I have to believe our love is enough.
Love or no, as long as Sebastian haunts you, you will never be safe. You must accept this.
Sebastian haunts me, you haunt Red. What's of safety when we can love a little longer?
So we fight to preserve it, fierce and true, for as long as we can.
Yes, 'tis a blessing and a curse, yet against all reason, we persist. Let us make the most of time remaining.
Is it your belief that Pennington's quarantine lies at the heart of the problem here? That this is why the dead rage so?
What else? He walled them in. Miners, nurses, soldiers, the healthy or the sick, he buried them all, and then he lied about it. I'll brook his callous cowardice no more.
Much goes on around here, and you seem to know about all of it.
I try, and I could do something about it if the captain was out of the way.
How's morale about the fort?
The fort has known better days. Not many, mind. It's always been miserable. Folk deserve better. They fought so hard and lost so much. The captain must show them a future.
What brought you to New Eden?
I came with Sebastian. Willingly, mind you. My father was a soldier. I knew there'd be trouble. Sebastian courted me for 3 years. I swore when we married I'd follow him to the end of the earth. And here we are.
Where do we go?
There is a second tunnel into the mines. The entryway was walled shut during the quarantine. Getting there will not be easy, but the barricade should fall without too much difficulty. After that, who knows?
Underground again. Wonderful.
If it soothes you, I too am taking a significant risk. The captain has a penchant for locking people up and leaving them to rot. Some years ago in New Eden Town, the captain locked up an innocent woman. A fate I wish to avoid.
We should go.
Then it's agreed. When you're ready, you'll investigate the mines. Take the hoist to the waterfall, near the outpost you first found me. From there, it is not far to the tunnel. Keep your wits and all your luck about you.